Most of those who come into contact with royalty try to save their Majesty's blushes, polite conversation, a handshake perhaps, but best to avoid anything too risque. No such qualms though for a couple of lively cows in Jersey. The Queen was caught on the hoof when they mounted a surprise display during a two-day visit to the Channel Islands.
As any guidebook will tell you, Jersey is the sunniest place in the British Isles. Not, however, today. Some might have questioned the wisdom of holding the welcome event outside, but damp seats or not, this is a rare visit by a king and queen to the Channel Islands.
Vive le roi, notre duc, vive la reine. God save the king.
God save the king.
Jersey has one of the oldest connections to the crown, and we are delighted to be here once again to celebrate the special and close relationship which binds us together.
A special sitting of the States Assembly. Jersey's Parliament proclaimed the arrival of a monarch who here they call the Duke of Normandy, because the ties between the Crown and this island go back a very long way.
Of course, Jersey was a part of the Duchy of Normandy before the Duke of Normandy, in the form of William, Duke of Normandy, conquered England.
William the Conqueror.
William
yes.
the Conqueror conquered. So, because in 1204 we were allowed to keep our laws, our traditions, for us he has always been the Duke of Normandy, and we see him as our Duke.
The King is still receiving cancer treatment, but his visit here to the Channel Islands, which is outside the UK because they are Crown dependencies, marks a little bit of a return to stability for the royal family. In fact, his doctors now say he can go to Australia in October, as long as he does as he's told and does a bit less.
There was, however, a little wobble here today, a minor security alert which had the King and Queen whisked away from one event. It turned out to be a false alarm. The other off-script moment was less serious, but the Queen found it all rather funny. That was well timed, she just managed to say. But it was also time on this visit to update a centuries-old tradition. Monarchs were always presented with two dead ducks on arrival here. 20 years ago, Queen Elizabeth, as you can see, found it all a little unusual, to say the least. Today, duck eggs were presented to the monarch instead. King Charles, you might say, ducked this one Jersey tradition. Chris Ship News at 10, St Helier.